pinto, por favor, con huevos frito duro.
Bien hecho. Well done.
Sí, claro. Tranquilo, tranquilo. Tranquilo. Okay. So I've had to switch live streams because my first live stream got messed up because I was trying to use an external microphone, which was not working well. It was working in my test fine. I'm telling people from the old live stream to how to switch over. Anyone wants to? Okay. Try to copy this link. Of course, the cut and paste doesn't want to work when I need it to work. Yeah, I can't share that link. If people can find their way, that's good. But yeah, thanks for pointing out the fact that my mic wasn't working. Yeah, I had an external mic that I was trying to use because the mic from the laptop is not great. So I had this plugged in, which when I was experimenting around worked fine. But it's USB going into the um, MacBook Pro, and it's got this stupid little adapter on it. So this makes things more complicated. Más complicado. So yeah, technology. I struggle with this. I need to spend some time with this, doing the live stream better. But thanks, James, Maria, Jake. I don't know if anybody else is going to make it back from the other chat to this chat. I mean, I couldn't get the link posted there. Let me see. I just post this. Yeah, technical difficulties today, but it's a learning experience. That's the way I look at it. Okay, going to usually when I copy a link, when I copy a link from my one Apple device, I can paste it into the other, but it's not the case this time. But I'll just say we have a live stream. Have a live stream. Yeah, I had the fancy trailer and everything. Okay. All right, so some people have made it back. We got 7 people that made it back. Oh, I've got a little bit of allergies this morning for some reason. My first year, my allergies didn't affect me at all. My second year, a little bit more, and I'm into my third year, so my allergies are starting to not. They're not anything near as bad as they were when I was in the States, because I used to get springtime allergies big time. But I'm feeling a little bit. Yeah, I think at least the technology of the fan is working, so that's good. It's a perfect location. I'm a little helicopter. But yeah, I just wanted to James, thank you for my first ever super like. I've just got monetized. I'm just over a month being monetized on YouTube, and James gave me my first ever super like on the chat, which was like $49, which was very nice. I appreciate that very much. It makes me feel appreciated. It's like that. It's that Sally Fields when she was doing that acceptance speech at the Oscars. Just like, you really like me. You really like me. But yeah, I'm getting too much drama here. But no, today low tide is at. Thank you, James. Low tide today is at 4:08 a.m. and again at 5 p.m. The high tide is at 10:35 a.m. So this week's video, I did a gathering. I did a gathering. I did a video of a gathering up in San Luis, which is just up the hill from Uvita, like a half an hour drive for most people, an hour drive for me because I've got an older car and I really like to baby it. So it's but it's maybe a half hour drive, but it's a world away from Uvita because it's it's the Costa Rica that you probably imagine before you come here. And it was a great situation because it just from a language perspective, it took me way out of my comfort zone because I was literally the only gringo at the whole event, and I knew some people there. I knew maybe 5 or 6 people, and but other than that, it was a lot of people I had a hard time talking to. But I I found a lot of people took sympathy on me and tried to understand my Spanglish because I could struggle along a little bit with my Spanglish. I gotta get back into the right live stream. My 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 monitor of my iPad is on the old live stream. So muchas gracias. Sorry about that. Who said to no? My allergies really aren't enough to be too concerned about. I just didn't. This morning it was just a little bit of runny eyes and things. But yeah, here's my Gallo Pinto con huevos duro, boy, and some pickles. No, are those pickles? I don't know if those pickles are plantains. Hopefully those are plantains. But that's muy excelente. But I after I did that video, the last video of the community gathering of my friends just up the hill, it was so great because it was so well received by people, the viewers of the channel. And I was a lot of times when I do a video that I really am psyched about, it doesn't get a lot, but this got a lot of views, and I'm really happy about that. More importantly, my friend Dana was very happy with the videos, so it was a win-win situation. And also, it brought up a topic that I didn't realize there was as much interest in, and I'm glad that there is. It's people that want to find out how to get involved in the community, things they can do to get involved in the community, and I'm going to do a video on that because it is a great topic, and it's probably a topic I should have done before because there are a lot of ways to get involved in the community even if you're just visiting, but more so if you're living here. There's a lot of things that you can do to be part of the community, to help the community. And I always go back to the JFK quote where he says, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. So I know that's a little corny, but I thought I'd throw that out there. Speaking of throw that out there, I'm going to throw you out to the view. The clouds are absolutely beautiful today, and they changed so fast. They were completely different than when I first came here. But I'm going to throw this out to you guys so you can see the view instead of my camera. So when I turn the computer, that's when I lose my audio clarity. That's the only reason I brought the mic. And I can't actually find this live stream on the. I can't even. Okay. All right. Yeah. Let me throw you back the view. I'm having a hard time finding this on. I'm gonna have to find it on YouTube so I can monitor the comments. So yeah, I can't really monitor the comments. I'm not sure exactly if I got the. Oops, sorry, puppy. Got my little puppy here. Make sure I have the framing right here. Usually I monitor this with my iPad, but my iPad's got me on the old live that I did 5 minutes ago with no audio. I'm glad after I get through with breakfast, I'm gonna have to poke around a little bit and see if I can find the new live stream. If you're tuning in late, I started the video and I had to do a reboot and try to get my microphone back because I had an external microphone I was planning on using, but it didn't work well. So. Okay. So that is a beautiful view. I'm back. Okay. I just love those clouds. I don't know why I thought my plantains were pickles. They're plantains. So I'm not sure if I got the tides in this portion of in this version of Thursday live, but low tides was at 4:08 a.m. and it's going to be again at 5 p.m. High tide at 10:35. So I guess the weather back in the States can be varied. Marie was pointing out that there's some smog going on in certain parts of the U.S. Is that from the forest fires? I know. I was worried about that in my last trip back to the States, that it was going to be there's going to be flight delays and things, but that kind of got lucky with that. So it's amazing how much that can affect such a large area. So, in thinking about the topic of getting involved in the community, a lot of it is like the first people you meet here it's your stepping stone into everything else, because you'll meet people that'll introduce you to other people, that'll introduce you to yet more people, and small activities that you do. The people that you do the activities with can share, some of their contacts and some of the things that they do. And there's like community rescue places or organizations that help flood victims. There's beach cleanups. There's wild animal rescues. There's like dog and cat rescues. There's just so many different ways to get involved in the community. Yeah, before I went to the States, I downloaded an app that supposedly told you what the air quality was. So they have an app for everything these days. I'm not sure if you can see the vultures out there, but they're a daily part of the view here. And it's funny how they're considered an ugly bird by a lot of people, but when they're flying around, they're definitely not ugly. They're beautiful. Are they? Yeah, are they? I have a friend that knows that can name you any species of bird. It's nice to hang out with somebody like that. You go, what's that? And they'll tell you the name. But she's Costa Rican, so a lot of times it's in Spanish, but she can translate to English, so that works out well. One of the most valuable things here is when you have friends that speak both Spanish and English. If you're a person like me that struggles with their Spanish, and I have a lot of friends that speak Spanish and English, and that's why that was what was the inspiration for my series that I'm still trying to get going here. Is Costa Ricans in cars getting coffee, where I just go out and talk to some of my bilingual friends, and we just talk about what they do with their what their life is about, what their job's about, what's important to them. But I've been extremely busy lately trying to get things done. But you're looking out at the whale tail, and the low tide was at 4, so it's not super. It's kind of mid tide because the high tide is going to be at 10:35 this morning, and then things will be, everything will be pretty much covered out there. But you can still see the sandbar out there. So one little tidbit of information I like to tell people is if the whale tail is partially covered and there's waves washing at the sand and you're in bare feet, you may end up stepping on some uncomfortable rocks. So unless you have like water shoes on, it's kind of a tricky time to be out there. It's actually best to just go out when, at low tide when it's just a sandbar and it's not covered in water. I mean, you can go out when there's a little bit of water out there, but you're better off just for safety reasons, just when the sand's exposed. Not that you're going to get washed out to sea or anything, but you never know what can happen out there. So you can hear the cobras over there, the goats. They're very cute goats here. Let's see if I can. So if you're just tuning in for the first time and you want to know more about Restaurante da Roger, there's a video in the description, linked in the description. All right, got some drone shots and just shots of the restaurant itself to show you what it's like here. The great thing about this place is it's just a short drive up the hill and it's not far from Uvita. I live in Uvita and it takes me just about 5 minutes to get here and park. So that's how close it is. That's as long as there's not a little bit of a traffic built up at down by the BCR bank. That's our only source of traffic jam in Uvita, really. That's where Route 34 meets Calle Uvita, and sometimes making a left turn from there can be tricky. So Uvita Kayak Club is doing a little trip from Playa Ballena to the whale tail. So that'll be interesting. We don't actually go to the whale tail, but to the Playa Uvita, which is right there by the whale tail. Yeah, when I do, and Jake is saying that he maybe want to do some volunteer work down here next visit, and there's plenty of things to do. When I make that video, I'll make sure to put a lot of links of opportunities. And there's things you can do just for an afternoon, and there's things where you can. I think like some of the wildlife rehab places actually charge you to help. Some of them don't. I don't want to speak out of turn, but some of them have programs where it's kind of an immersive program where you can be at the refuge and work at the refuge. And I probably shouldn't even talk about it because I don't know that much about it. But some of them you can just go and help out. Probably a good topic for a video, so I can speak from an informed perspective instead of just speculating. But beach cleanups are always happening. Unfortunately, there's always stuff to pick up. And the more I think about it, the more places there really are. There's a place here that does coral restoration. There's Playa Tortuga, and they help the sea turtles there. I thought I was going to be so cool and fancy with my big external mic, but no, I dropped the ball on that one. But at least we've got it back, and people seem to find their way back to the live stream. And if you're just joining again, make sure to give the video a like. And also, if you've never seen the video about Restaurante Don Roger, that's linked in the description. You can check that out. That was a fun video. Now, I had one person here who said they were going to be here today. They were in the comments, and they kept on saying, "Well, can I come and join you in a live stream?" I said, "Sure." She was from Capos, but I haven't seen her yet. Oh, next week or the week after, I'm trying to talk my friend Magdalena into doing a real estate question and answer. She's a Tika real estate agent here in Uvita. I've been working with her a little bit, helping her with her promotion of her business. But we've been to some interesting places. I've been doing some video and some photography for her. But actually, one of the interesting places was there's a really cool old hotel. It's not an old hotel. It looks like an old hotel. It's got that old hotel vibe. I mean, it's not a brand new hotel, but it's been around for a while. And that's one of her listings. And it's just, it reminds you of one of those places that would be in a 90s movie. But it's the off season now, so there's just like nobody's there. But it's more than a hotel. It's right on the shores of the Serpe River. I think there's a river there. I think that's the Serpe. It's either the Serpe or one of its the rivers that goes into the Serpe. But it has a huge banquet hall in it, and it can accommodate a lot of people. So that's she was kind of excited to have that listing. But she also does listings of just local properties here. So I'll be doing a video with her too. It's nice to have somebody that you can trust here. And I've known her since I've been here. I've known her over 2 years. And I'm trying to refine my relocation services. And what it seems like people the main thing people are interested in is securing housing. So I'm going to start focusing on that. And I'm no longer doing the 15-minute free Zoom call because that just was confusing people. That was just confusing people. And they were thinking that was, the call. And most of the time I wouldn't, after the 15-minute free call, I wouldn't hear back from people. They were just, they had all the information. And because the 15-minute call would end up going 40 minutes or whatever. So no more a free call. But if you want to set up a call, we can do that and talk about housing and yeah, I'll have more information on that because I'm gonna have a couple different calls, like initial call, then a call with either a realtor or a property manager for those that are renting. The puppy doesn't like it when they clean the floor, so she's a little bit irritated. It's okay. Tranquilo. No, that trip back from the States was kind of rough. Yeah. I'm sorry. I had to reboot. I had to refresh my browser, so I missed a whole bunch of comments there. So let me see. Yeah, the coral. That's definitely a topic for doing a video, the coral restoration, because it's a lot of people don't even know that there's coral around here. And, along with Nuclear Tortuga, there's a lot of conservation, like vital conservation causes here. Yeah, it would have been nice to have been offered one of those sleeping pods. On the way to the States, I didn't sleep. I just stayed up. But then on the way back home to Costa Rica, I just curled up in a corner and I went to sleep for a while. I typically function on very little sleep, usually anyways. That's an interesting time when you're selling your stuff and preparing to move, and there's so much uncertainty. You just have to trust that the decisions that you've made are the right ones, and trust that things will work out. I'm still in that mode. I'm still trying to figure out if things are going to work out for me, or hopefully it will. Oh, yes. Sometimes I don't keep up with what's going on. I watch the news every once in a while, and I try to figure out what's going on. But if there's like big flight problems, I don't always catch that, unless like when I was getting ready to fly to the States, I was watching really intensely, and I was worried because it was close. I almost ended up flying in the middle of all that stuff, so it's starting up again. Let me see. The sound is gone. Can you hear me now? Yeah, sometimes if you're having problems, sometimes they're on my end, sometimes they're on your end. But if you log off YouTube and then log back on YouTube, sometimes that solves the issues. And I mean, the issues are generated here in Costa Rica because they're, um, things aren't always very robust here. So if it's a weak signal, I guess that's how I look at it. If it's a weak signal coming out of here, if you log out of YouTube and log back into YouTube, sometimes it fixes it. Because James says he can hear. Well, thanks for the feedback, guys. You never know what's going on half the time with what's actually being outputted here. Well, I do have my iPad to monitor it. I usually have the sound turned all the way down so I don't get feedback. So they're already starting to promote the Whale and Dolphin Festival, which is in the first week in September. And that's always a really fun time. I think I was sick last I think it was the last one. And I don't usually get sick. I think it was one of those something I ate kind of things. So I'm going to be in an episode of the Dufresnes. The Dufresnes are a family that does YouTube videos about Costa Rica. They've got over 10,000 followers. But they came to Uvita, and they did a really cool video of the Whale Tail Brewery. And I got to hang out with him and see how he works. There's some really good videos. This would have been a beautiful day to do a time lapse. Those clouds. They started out like really tight on the horizon, and then they just seem to have expanded. No, the Dufresnes did a series of videos in Uvita. They did one. Oh, geez, I can't even remember all the places they went. They went to Mosaic, which is one of my favorite places. A lot of my friends work there, and they went to. There's a glamping place called Seren, which I've been meaning to do a video about and haven't yet. But he beat me to it. But no, we did. He came to the brewery, and I'll have a short little cameo in that where we did a shot. We did a shot, and I just I did he gave me a little shout out, which was kind of cool. But they're super cool people. They do really informative videos, so that's great. And I was just appreciative for them coming in, shining a light here on some of the businesses here in Uvita. Because as much as I dislike tourism, we need more people here, especially this time of year, because the businesses do struggle this time of year. Yeah, those expat retreats are great. They've got uh, they've got all the big hitters there. Oh, Costa Rica YouTube. I think Sarah Elena speaks there. Of course, Michael Allen is involved with that now, and that's something that Sarah started. But I think she's kind of turned it over to some of the other experts, and she has so many great lawyers. I mean, not lawyers, great professionals, including lawyers. Yeah, Sarah's really nice. I should know the answer to that because I've been I've been up to Punta Arenas because that's where I bought my paddle boards. I'm not really sure how long it took. I can't remember. It was quite a drive, though. I mean, compared to the States, it wasn't. But haven't gone very far here. Uh, I do a lot of 2-hour drives. It seems like. And with all the information at the expat retreat, it's it's really helpful in so many ways. And like for me, in my services for people moving here, I'm realizing I need to focus more on people's housing because that's the area that I know better just because of the people I know and my experiences here. Because I know Sarah does these live Zooms and she'll have sometimes a dozen people on there talking about how they're preparing for the move and things, and that can be helpful too. In her Facebook groups, I started out. I was thinking about starting a Facebook group, but it's just so hard to manage something like that. And you get most of the people are cool, but you'll just get some of the people that make your life a little bit difficult. I mean, that happens to me on YouTube sometimes. I get awkward questions asked on videos, or off-topic things with videos, and it's difficult sometimes. Facebook still has its redeeming qualities, but it's just it tends to get so negative so fast, especially the Costa Rica groups. And the best thing is just not to engage with negative people. And sometimes it's not even worth it to give helpful information because then other people are giving you a hard time about that. I used to post video links to my videos on some of the Facebook groups, but it just brought too many negative people into my YouTube channel, and they would comment. And I keep this channel pretty positive. If there's negative people that like to post negative stuff, I just don't let them post here. Because why would you come to one of my YouTube videos and post negative stuff about Costa Rica, which some people have done? If you don't like Costa Rica, go on to your next part of your life. Some people just they get something out of posting negative things, I think. Yeah, my brother's never had a Facebook account. I mean, it is pretty invasive, but it's a convenience that you have to, uh, if you want certain. I say it's a convenience that you give up certain privacy for. I guess that's the best way to look at Facebook. I mean, a nice way to look at Facebook. I think for me, I look at Facebook. It's just a tool. It can be good. It can be bad. It's just how you use it or how you let it use you. Oh, sorry, Jack. I didn't see that question about the real estate market here. No, it's definitely the real estate market here is definitely, in my opinion, way overpriced. Depending at like for homes anyway, it just seems crazy. I think I brought this up before. In my neighborhood, there's a guy. He's building a home out of 4 containers. Well, he actually built a home out of 4 containers. The container homes, and it's a beautiful place. I mean, I'll give him that, but it's still 4 containers placed on top of each other. It does look beautiful. They put a lot of money into it, but he was asking like $400,000 for this place, and it has no view. It's not a bad neighborhood. It's not an elite neighborhood. It's just another house on the block. But I mean, if you find the right buyer, I guess you can do that. But we will bring Magdalena in here, and she can answer real estate questions. So keep that in mind that video is coming, and also the live. I'm going to do a live and video. I don't know which I should do first. If I do a live, and maybe there'll be some questions that she could do some research on. But she's really building up her listings, and also she networks with everybody. So she has her own listings, and she has access to all the other listings. So she's a good person because I trust her. That's the hardest thing when you're not here and you don't know people. You can't trust people. So we'll show her on video, and you can get to know her. We'll do a few different videos because she's bilingual too. She's one of my magical friends that can speak both English and Spanish. So that's really an asset to me. Well, thanks everybody for hanging in here with me today. I know it was a little bit inconvenient. We had to change live streams if you're just tuning in now. I lost audio because I had a fancy microphone that I thought I was going to use, and that ended up messing things up. It worked well in the test, but when it came to the actual live, it didn't work. And I did so much talking that I let my breakfast get cold. And my coffee got cold. When I help my friend Dana at El Mercado sometimes, and actually made coffee when he was gone, and we ran out of coffee. So I think, well, I'll make coffee, and he makes coffee, with the the sock coffee maker, as I call it. He makes it look really easy, and it is easy if you're doing like a small batch. But he does like this big batch, and he does this whole routine with a spoon and mixes things around. And I did it when he was gone, but it was happening so fast that I the cup below was filling up, and then I had to change to an additional cup, which is part of the process. And I was I didn't make time to poke it around with a spoon like I should have, so it ended up being really weak. But I'll post a video. I'll do a YouTube short, which is a video that's less than a minute of him making coffee. He's a fun guy. If you come to Uvita, it's mandatory that you stop in El Mercado and meet Dainier, because if you don't have a friend in Costa Rica, if you go to El Mercado and you look up Cafe Don Emilio and find Dainier, you'll have a friend. It's just that easy. He's the easiest guy to talk to, and he speaks better English than I do, and he's also now learning French. He likes a challenge, that guy. Dirk, how you doing? Yep, there's the whale tail, and I think I'm joining the kayak club next Monday for a trip from Playa Ballena to the whale tail. So I've done that trip before. It's pretty fun, pretty exhausting. You have to make sure to bring a lot of water with you, because sometimes I think I don't need water because I'm stupid. But yeah, I just have to always remember to bring it. But I did a really stupid thing a couple of weeks ago. I had my dry bag, my big yellow dry bag, which I carry on the kayak to keep my phone dry if I bring my phone, which I usually don't, but just to keep all my wallet and stuff dry. And and I usually have stuff inside that, also inside another bag sealed, because I'm overly cautious, which is good because I put a water bottle in my dry bag, and then the water bottle opened up, and my dry bag was full of water. So that was one of the stupidest things I've done in Costa Rica. But fortunately, my double bagging saved me, so nothing got ruined. Well, keep Costa Rica in your sights, and all that other stuff fall into place. But you've got quite a complex there. You got all the horses. You got the whole farm there. So Dirk, when you move to Costa Rica, are you selling? Are you gonna have anything left in Germany? No, Dirk is moving from Germany to Costa Rica, and he's going through that process that a lot of people are going through. But he has a farm with some really beautiful horses. That really is a beautiful view. Even if I wasn't here, I was just watching it, I would love it. I'm a huge fan of clouds, because with clouds you never see the same view twice. It's always something different. Wow. Yeah, we've got a viewer from Russia, which is pretty cool. That's a good question. Why did I choose Costa Rica? Um, one of the things was I didn't like winter, and it's Costa Rica doesn't have winter, so that was the number one thing. The second thing was, I like nature and biodiversity, so Costa Rica is pretty strong in that area. And I had considered some of the warmer states in the U.S., but like you, I was doing my research on YouTube and watching a lot of videos. I really liked what I saw about Costa Rica in general. It just looked like a nice place. So I did a lot of YouTube research, watched a lot of videos, and that's how I ended up choosing Costa Rica. And I considered Florida, and I considered Arizona, but I wanted more of an adventure too. I think that was part of it. But I think I probably explore some of the reasons in some older videos. I should probably go back and watch some of those old videos. Sometimes I get a lot of enjoyment from getting the perspective of watching my older videos and what my mindset was back then and what it is now. I mean, I had no drastic change. I had a little bit of an evolution of my mindset. Well, one of my friends here from the Uvita Kayak Club, she moved her mother here to her mother likes nature and everything too, so she moved her parents here. She saved for 10 years. She's still a young person, but she saved for 12 years. She saved for a long time, and she could afford to move both herself and her parents here, and she works online. So there's a lot of interesting stories, a lot of ways people are managing to live here. Then there's me, who just came here and hoped he could figure it out, and I'm still trying to figure it out. We'll see what happens with that. I need to have a shirt that says that. We'll see what happens with that. But I'm real happy with the T-shirt I had made at in San Isidro. It's the same company my friend Danier uses to have his made. And I got my logo done really huge in the back and a little in the front. When I'm out riding my bike, people will be able to see my logo. I can't believe I let my coffee get cold. I can't believe I left so much uneaten. Usually I scrape my plate. Whenever I don't eat my whole meal, I always have guilt, and that's because of my lower middle class upbringing. we always were supposed to scrape our plate, starving children in other countries and all that. Oh yeah, I think I saw some of that on your Instagram. Well, that's all I've got for this episode of Costa Rica Story Live. I went longer than I meant to go, but yeah, I'm not sure if I was getting all the messages there. We get, the sound of the jungle can be a lot of different things here. But yeah, so give me a like, give the video a like here if you liked it, and share it if you are so inclined. But I've got to get going and get on next week's video, and I'm so far behind in everything I'm doing, which seems to be always the case by Thursday. By Thursday, the week has gotten away from me. So, all right. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for your paciencia with the sound issues. A little bit flushed here. All right. Well, hasta luego.